All right, let's talk about something that can either supercharge your project or completely sink it: governance. It's the set of rules that guides your work, and when it's done right, it's amazing. It empowers your team. But when it's wrong, hoo boy, it can bring everything to a grinding halt. So let's kick things off with a pretty important question.
I want you to think about the projects you're on right now. Seriously, does the process feel like a solid framework that actually helps you build something great? Or does it feel more like a cage, trapping you and your team in red tape and endless sign-offs? That feeling, right there, is exactly what we're diving into today.
This leads us to the heart of the problem, what you could call the governance misfit. It's that feeling we've all had, right? Where the rules you're supposed to follow just don't make sense for the actual work you're doing. It's the classic one-size-fits-none headache that so many of us deal with. And this misfit creates two extremes, and both are terrible. On one side, you've got way too much governance. We're talking soul-crushing bureaucracy, where you need a meeting to decide on a meeting. But on the other side, too little governance, and that's just chaos. A total free-for-all with no one pointing the ship in the right direction. Yeah, neither of those is going to work. So what's the answer? It's all about tailoring. Look, you wouldn't use a sledgehammer for a tiny nail, right? The idea here is to stop forcing every project into the same rigid box. It's about building a flexible toolkit and crafting a governance style that's a perfect fit for what you're actually trying to build.
Okay, so what do we mean by tailored governance? It's pretty simple, really. It means you adapt your rules and processes to the specific context of your project. You have to think about things like, what industry are you in? What's your company culture like? And this is a big one, what kind of project lifecycle are you using? Is it predictive, adaptive, or something in between?
All right, so how do you actually do this? It all starts by asking the right questions. Things like, how does this project fit with the company's overall rules? Who really calls the shots? Who are the key stakeholders? Is our status reporting actually useful, or is it just busy work? And a really important one, do we need a hands-on project management office here, or could a self-governing team knock this out of the park? These are the knobs you get to turn. Okay, that last point, that's where things get really exciting. Let's zoom in on this idea of self-governance, because it's one of the most powerful ways to tailor your approach. It's an absolute game changer for agile teams, the ones that need to be fast, flexible, and innovative without getting stuck in the mud of heavy oversight. I mean, look at the difference here. On one side, you have that heavy oversight model, bureaucracy, constraints, all decisions coming from the top. But with guided self-governance, it's all about autonomy. Now, and this is super important, it's not a free-for-all. It's freedom within clear guardrails. You're empowering your teams, not just throwing them in the deep end. And that empowerment, that's what gets you better morale, faster results, and frankly, smarter solutions. And that really speaks to the mindset you need for this to work. See, self-governance isn't just a new process you roll out. It's a cultural shift. It takes a team that's okay with a little uncertainty, a team that's ready to jump in and make decisions together, to talk things out and figure out the best way forward.
And I gotta say it again, this isn't chaos. It's what you might call structured freedom. Yeah, the team has the autonomy to manage their day-to-day work, but they're working within very clear boundaries. They have things like daily stand-ups to make sure everyone's on the same page. They plan in short cycles, get feedback, and adjust. It's a system designed for constant improvement.
Now, self-governance is obviously a great fit for adaptive projects. But the big idea here, the philosophy of tailoring, that applies to everything. The real goal, no matter what you're working on, is to find that just enough sweet spot, just the right amount of control for the project at hand.
So let's break that down. If you're running a traditional predictive project, think waterfall, fixed scope, then yeah, a heavier, more controlling style of governance probably makes sense. But if you're in an adaptive or agile world, you need to go light. Go with self-governance, focus on team autonomy, and getting value out the door fast. And for everything in between, those hybrid projects, well, you guessed it, you need a smart blend, balancing that control with flexibility.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple but really powerful idea. Your goal isn't to check boxes on a giant process list. It's to use just enough process, just enough tools, just enough templates to get the outcome you want. Anything more than that is just waste. And anything less, well, that's a risk. Okay, so we've covered a lot. We've talked about the problem, the solution of tailoring, and how it looks in different situations. Now, let's bring it all home and think about how you can actually put this into practice. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Stop searching for that one-size-fits-all rulebook. It doesn't exist. Good governance isn't a uniform you force everyone to wear. Think of it more like a custom-tailored suit. It's designed to fit your project perfectly, to help it succeed, not hold it back. So, that leaves one final question, and this one's for you. How are you going to start tailoring governance on your projects? What's one step you can take to move your team from that cage to a framework and really unlock what they're capable of?